lot of educational models in the modern day world. All of them have the same goal, to educate our youth, but they all go about it in different ways. So the two models that I'll be comparing today is that of Albert Park Flexi School and my own experience. For my whole secondary schooling, I attended a co-educational Catholic school, St. Peter Claver College. So the axiological views of both the schools varied in many ways. My schooling experience was a mainstream schooling model, with students mostly from middle-class or islander backgrounds. The teacher directed the learning, and the underlying question that I always felt myself wondering was, why am I learning this? Because we're all human, we're all built from God, and we're creatures of curiosity, which is seen in the Bible as it is the glory of God to conceal a matter, but the glory of kings is to search out the matter. So this kind of proves that we're creatures of curiosity. So the answer I was often given was, you learn this to get a job, to pay your own way, or because you have to. So in other words, my school is very career focused, very much education for the future rather than education for the here and now. So at the time I didn't really see this as necessarily a bad thing because we were always working towards the future. So the average day at St. Peter Claver was very structured. It consisted of 7 lessons which varied from mathematics, science, English, history to art and drama, with the curriculum based on the Australian curriculum. So the day started like most secondary schooling with a morning class where the roles and marks, the morning notice was read and a set of prayer. Although the majority of students were not of Catholic faith or practice it as much, it was still part of the day, it was sort of a given. So Albert Park Flexi School is an alternate mode of education. This is a school where the individual is valued. A number of the students come from different backgrounds and have experienced a number of issues, from economical status to behavioural issues, drug and alcohol abuse, as well as many other types of abuse. So the day consisted of a morning meeting similar to my PC, where students were encouraged to participate in a discussion, but unlike a prayer, they sort of talked about where they are, where they want to be, and how they're going to get there. So this was to build relationships with the students and understand who they are. This is also to show the worth of each individual. And although Flexi Schooling is not a Christian school, there are a number of different concepts and beliefs that stem from the worldview of a Christian. So from an epistemological aspect, St. Peter Claver College was a school that offered OP, non-OP, and you're either one or the other. At the end of year 12, you were given a score, so you were given a rank or an OP, which basically determined your opportunities for the near future. So I personally believe that the main focus was, on the school looking good in terms of academic excellence in competition with other schools in the region. So students who hadn't achieved A standard in grade 11 were often encouraged to change to non-OP, where it was more individually focused rather than OP and bring the whole school's average down. This could be beneficial for those students and the students that are doing well, but it's sort of more about the school. So this shows that the image of the school is more important than the individual, and it sort of doesn't align with my belief that we're all creating God's image, but we're all unique. So they didn't understand the uniqueness of us, whereas in Flexi schools, everyone's unique and that is particularly valued. So I believe that the Flexi school appreciates this idea of uniqueness, whereas mainstream schooling does not. Another time that I found it evident in my school was if you didn't exceed academically in sport, you were just another student. So although my school only had the 2 options, Albert Park has designed a range of different options to help cater for the needs of all students because of this idea of uniqueness. There are a number of flexible learning options. So they have the opportunity to access formal qualifications through maths, English, music and art. But there are also a number of inquiry-based opportunities where they're encouraged to express themselves through film projects, music, art, philosophy. A great example of this is their rap, where they talk about the school, different styles of music, different people, really expresses themselves. So this gives the opportunity for young people to have a voice as well. So unlike my experience, one example of students at Flexi School being given a voice is their principals, which is an alternative to rules. So they go by a set of guidelines for them to determine themselves what is right and what is wrong. So these principles: rights, respect, responsibility, relationships, and safe and legal. So as long as you're sort of working with these guidelines, they can be changed, they can be shifted, but basically everything works well. So it's extremely different from my schooling experience, where there were strict rules. You were told what you could, what you couldn't wear, how you could act, how you could express yourself, and all that sort of stuff. And these rules were strictly non-negotiable. So it sort of made everyone feel like they were part of a group rather than an individual. And I find it hard to express myself and my beliefs, because although it was a Catholic school, it was seen as uncool to express your religion and all that sort of stuff and not be part of the norm. I also found that a lot of students were there because their parents wanted them to be. So if someone didn't do well in a test, they were more worried about their parents' reaction than how they felt themselves about how they'd done. The flexi schooling, on the other hand, is more about people wanting to be there, making the most of opportunities and all that sort of stuff. So I'm quite often not finding it difficult or impossible to participate in mainstream schooling, but they see this as a way of getting around it. So they want to be engaged, they want a future, that sort of stuff. But they're more about just getting there now, rather than thinking about the future. So we'll get ourselves in the right place now, we'll worry about the future when it gets there. So a flexi school has also recognised that learning isn't just a teacher-student relationship, it's more about, this quote is great, students learn in diverse and wondrous ways, including ways that bypass the teacher in the classroom and ways that require neither a classroom nor a teacher. So yeah, they go on a lot of excursions and all that sort of stuff. So the teachers understand the circumstances of each student and try to cater to all their needs, and they feel a sense of community when they go to school and family, and they're able to build relationships they might not necessarily have at home, and a sense of safety. So these two models of education are vastly different. Flexi schooling was all about the individual, and my school was all about the school as a whole. So both schools achieved their main goals of teaching the students. However, flexi schooling has gone about it in a different way and really brought out relationships and equal opportunities for all. So all students are recognised, and personally this is the way that I would like to teach my students.